Teletubbies, Red Show. All right, guys, I am here. I just gotta make sure that's off. All right, and we are good. As you see, not only am I live, but there's a box above me. It's an empty box, but a box nonetheless. My guest that I'm trying to have on, he's running a little behind. No big deal. He can pop on whenever he gets home. He got a hold of me. He let me know that he's on the way. I'm just trying to get this chat to do what it needs to do. But if it does not authenticate, then I guess the chat will not be visible on the stream, which is kind of boo-boo. Seeing as it just had an update, I'm like, come on now. But nonetheless, welcome. Welcome, Galaga Guy and Red Show that are in the chat currently. Glad you guys decided to come hang out for a bit. And what the topic for today is like I said, it's going to be PS1 games. So as you can see, there we go. I got some lovely PS1 games, and you see the tier is very big. So you see 90 to 100, and then it goes all the way down to 0 to 9, which I think that's going to be very, very hard to get to be honest. But usually whenever we've done some of these ranking podcasts, we've just kind of, I guess, loosely judged and been like, yeah, I think this is S or this is A or whatever. So I was trying to think of some things, and you guys can actually add to this before we get started, because this is going to be what I'm referring to as a forever list. So this is like, this list will be like a continuation throughout. So, like, obviously the games I have here aren't the only games that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to add to this and quite possibly add to it tonight. It's just a matter of how far we get. But this is going to be kind of like a hybrid of podcast, while also at the same time, I'm going to be, at some point, once I'm done with the podcasting part, we're going to play some games. Wouldn't you know? Playing some games. Fat boys! Yeah! Okay, so the criteria for those, if you do not, well, you can't see this, of course, because I purposely did that. So what I came up with for now, and like I said, you guys can kind of help if you want to kind of give me something to be fair about judging a game. So right now I just wrote down for the category, well, I shouldn't say categories, the criteria. So gameplay, meaning the core loop of the game. This and the next one is all under one umbrella, which is music, art style, and then graphics. Gal guy, you play games on this channel? I mean, right? Who does that? Who plays games on a gaming channel? I mean, get with it, man. You don't do that these days. It's just then the next one would be retention rate. So I just put in parentheses how quickly I would or wouldn't return to a game after the initial play. So kind of like, you know how it is when you get a game and if you play it, basically the addiction level, like that high you would get, like, man, I gotta go back. Like, I guess that's my retention rate. Like, as far as like, if I scaled it from 1 to 10, what would I give it? So everything I'm going to be rating, it says 1 to 10. I'm going to be doing 1 to 10, I guess you could say, or I could, yeah, I got it as 100, like 90 to 100 or whatever. But Uniracers on the PS1. So then the other thing is freshness, and in parentheses I meant, what I mean by that is how fresh or repetitive the game feels throughout. So as we know, we've had some video games where it just kind of seems like it's the same old song and dance throughout, and then other games, they do a good job at just keeping things fresh, and it kind of feels new as you're going along. Then I guess challenge meter, meaning like how much the game pushes your skills, because I didn't want to say how difficult the game was, because I didn't want to just grade it just because, maybe a game that necessarily isn't that difficult gets a lower score, because it doesn't necessarily take away from how good the game could be. So I just put challenge meter just as far as like how much does it push your skills as a gamer, I guess. Um, and then the last one I had was the control complexity, as far as like how hard were the controls, how hard are the controls to figure out, or you know all that good stuff. So the first game we're going to talk about, and I'll let you guys decide. Do you guys want me to put on some background music while I'm talking here until Immortal gets here? Or are you guys good with just listening to my cool, sexy voice? uh, gosh. So I'm going to start with, let's see. Play Nickelback. Here you go. Here he goes. I should have known better. I should have known better than to put the ball in Fat Boy's court. Let's go. Medieval. So, I want to hear from you guys too. You guys put in the chat like what you guys all would feel about this as well. So Medieval. Again, we're gonna start with um. So Medieval. I'll type this. So gameplay. We'll just say on a scale of 1 to 10. And you guys can do decimals, because then that'll give me my 90 to 100, whatever. So if you guys want to say like 9.3 or whatever. But gameplay, what would you guys give the game Medieval for a gameplay score out of 10? And that's the core loop of the game. Just how fun, just nothing, not controls, nothing, just when you're looking strictly at the the level progression, like the loop of the game, like how you felt satisfactory wise traversing through the game. And myself, I'm trying to think, because I'm like, and I really did enjoy it, and it's a fantastic game. I think I'm just gonna go with a 9 on that, because I really did enjoy it, and I loved it. I loved how everything felt. It was pretty cool. Astro, what's happening? Heart of Darkness. I don't know about that one. I'll have to check it out. So I really enjoyed going back to the gameplay. I really enjoyed the gameplay for Medieval when looking back on just the like how I felt everything, like the levels played out. I thought it was pretty good, and then just how everything went. I enjoyed it all the way throughout. Never played it? Oh, dude. You got to play it. I'm telling you, you got to. That's one, like, that's like a have to play, in my opinion. That was one that I played it when I was 12 years old for the first time, but that was the last time I played it. It was at buddy's house. I was 12 years old. That same night, watched Night of the Living Dead for the first time too, on the good old VHS, and also tried banana peppers on a pizza for the first time. I remember that too. But yeah, I remember just being in awe about the aesthetics of it, and I remember I liked it, but I never went back to it. And I regret it because I didn't get to start playing it until last year was the first time I fired it up. And I was just like, man, I'm an idiot for waiting this long to play this game. But I was glad that to a degree that I did, because then I got the retro achievements and I was able to go through and master the achievement set for that game. So that was a fun time too. But it is a very good game. And yeah, I'll have to give that one a 9 for gameplay, for the core loop of the game. Then music, art style, and graphics. I'm going to have to go with. Oops. So, and I know like you could kind of put all these as their own individual thing, but I didn't want the list of criterias to get too big. So I was kind of like, well, music, art style, and graphics, they kind of do all go hand in hand when you're talking about a game. So I thought that'd be fine to put under one umbrella there. And for that, man, I really love the art style. I know I've mentioned that multiple times when I was streaming it, because I like I refer to it as the Tim Burton style, but I knew that Tim Burton kind of took from what is called German expressionism from like the 1920s or 30s, somewhere around there. If you look it up on Google, you'll see. I mean, it's very abstract. Um, but he takes that and uses a lot of those types of elements in his movies, and the art style and stuff. And that's kind of how medieval, to me, it takes that and kind of uses that and kind of turns it into its own thing. This stream is missing a certain hairstyle. I just can't figure out what. Oh my gosh. No, I actually I started playing the sequel Red. I fired it up last time. It's probably been about a month now. Was the last time that I tried playing it, and I didn't get too far into it. I think I only played for about maybe 20 minutes, if that. So Gal Guy says he was more into 64, didn't have PS1 till much later, and it wasn't for very long. Yeah, it was. Oh man, there's so many good gems on the PS1. That's why, like, for me too, was a lot of these games, not all of them, but the vast majority of these were that I have at least down here for now, without adding to the list, were ones that I either played as a kid or I had as a kid. Medieval was basically the exception here, because technically I did play it as a kid, but I never beat it or played all the way through until, like I said, it was just recently. But for music, art style, and graphics, and mind you, this is for judging it strictly, for the time, not like has it aged well. I guess that actually should be a criteria, is how well did it age. I guess I'll add that too. That'll be it. But as far as like the music, art style, graphics, just basing it solely off of for the times, because we all know like audio stuff, and obviously graphics and stuff got better as time went on. This one I would give it. Let's see, because I really like I really liked all of it, but I'll give it I'll give it an 8. 8. We'll go 8.5. I think that's fair. I mean, it is really good. And it had solid graphics, but there were games that had better graphics on the PS1. Maybe I'm trying. I can't. I'm thinking out like trying to think of other games and stuff, and I'm like, there's games on the PS1 that might have had better graphics, and that's what kind of brings the score down for me because I think the music and art style are like top notch for me. Played a demo out of a catalog 100 times probably when I was 16 for the first one that is. Yeah, having medieval on a phone. It is crazy like doing emulation on a phone. So I'll give it for retention rate. So that would be, like I said, that was how quickly I would or wouldn't return to the game after my initial play. And this is kind of like a hard thing because I have to base this now off of just being an adult because if you would have asked me when I was a kid, I really wanted to go back and play it immediately, but I couldn't. But as an adult playing it, how much it gave me that kick to really want to go back. I'd say 6.5. And it was one of those games where like maybe the initial like wasn't there for me, like as far as like super heavy, like oh, as an adult, like I had to go back, but it definitely there was enough there to make me go back, but it did have that, and I know you guys have probably had this happen to you as well. A game might not have latched onto you right away, but maybe you get, we'll call it between 25%, maybe a third of the way through a game, it really latches onto you. And then it's like, then it's almost like you have to keep going. And that's kind of like how Medieval was. The initial one, it was like, it made me want to go back, but it was probably when I was a little over a quarter of the way through is when it really hit me. And then I was like, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. That frame looks like you could put a photo in it, and then you could tell people, "Oh, look at this photograph! Every time I see it, makes me crap." That's right. That's what it is. That's what everything's. Oh God! Sounds like he's about to pass out or take a huge dump. One of the two. So now what do we got? So freshness. I will say, I honestly have. I feel like I think I do got to give this a 10. I honestly got to think they did a very good job at making this game feel fresh because the level designs and how you traverse everything, it didn't really feel the same. Everything felt different throughout, had a different vibe, and like I said, the way the music tied in with everything, you know, the way you would collect items and how they would work in certain levels, just everything about it. I thought it was definitely, it just felt like brand new every level. It was just great. So challenge meter. Now I just started doing this, guys. So in the future, I'm going to be working on. I'm going to have all this stuff done before. So I'm not going to be doing this with you guys like I am now. So that way you guys can just see the visuals and I can just show you this is how I rank stuff. It was just I ended up running out of time, sadly. I was expecting to have more time to work on this and it just didn't happen, you know. Adulting just, decided to give me a swift kick in the nuts. The wolf man's got nards. Yeah, and I'm having to do this on a whim, but it's okay because I do like this I do like kind of talking about this stuff with you guys and wanting to hear back what your guys' thoughts are in the chat. So Astro Zombie says also Army Men Airstrike. I never got to play Army Men Airstrike. I played Army Men and I played Sarge's Heroes, but I did not play Airstrike. But going back to medieval, talking about the challenge meter, like how much would I say this pushed? Because remember, this is the challenge meter would be how I felt, how high did it push my skills as a gamer. Now, this is me personally. This is all subjective. So, and it's a relative because somebody's skill sets in this could be better or worse than myself. So this is just again me basing it off of myself. So for me, I would say I would give this I give it a 6. Because 5 would be like middle of the road, like kind of did, like it did like I would say it was early on. Early on it did a lot. It had its points where it was kind of challenging, but it wasn't. It it never felt like it was impossible to traverse. It was just a matter of. I will say it made it a point to where you'll realize you have to find the health potions because if you don't find them, not saying that you can't do well. Frank. Yeah, there you go. Not saying that you can't do well in the game if you don't find the health vials, but there are certain points that if you do go about fighting, it makes your life a lot easier. So, but I would say, yeah, I'd say a 6 maybe. Because it wasn't like. So I guess if I gave it a 5, that would kind of be like. Uh, just kind of, I guess, average amount of skill pushing or whatever. Um, so what we're doing, Frank, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but instead of me just going, yeah, I feel like this is an S tier game, you know what I mean? I'm trying to, when I'm talking about these games, they're getting numbered based on criteria, which I'll run through really quick, which is gameplay, which is the core loop of the game. And then the second criteria, there's 3 things all under one umbrella, which is the music, art style, and graphics. The next criteria is retention rate, meaning how quickly I would or wouldn't return to a game after the initial play the first time I played it. The next one would be freshness, like how fresh or repetitive the game feels throughout. Challenge meter, meaning like how did I feel like it pushed my skills as a gamer. And like I said, I know that's kind of relative because everybody's skill set's different. The next one, which I'm about to do right now for medieval, and that's what we're talking about is medieval, is control complexity. So what I mean by control complexity is obviously how difficult it was to use the controller on the game. Was there too many commands to remember, like button combinations? Was it hard to just move the character around? Because we all know, to be fair, as good as the PlayStation 1 was, there was some clunkiness that was involved in certain games, and medieval did have some of that clunkiness to it. So there he is, Immortal. Are you ready to hop on the mic, man? I got Discord open whenever you're ready. You just let me know. Or if you want to stay in the chat and you're like, I don't feel like getting on the mic, that's up to you, man. Oh, it didn't come through. It literally did not come through until just now because I clicked on Discord. It was showing the last thing you said to me about going to the grocery store, and then and then it just popped up and it said that you messaged me 20 minutes ago. Thanks, Discord. All right, you ready? All right. I'll get this out of here. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Doing the phone call. And there he is, Mr. Immortal.
Hola.
What's happening, man?
Man, same old, same old.
Yeah.
Just getting caught up on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Last minute.
Oh, you're good,
Ooh.
man. I know exactly how it is. I'm just trying to. There we go. Trying to
Oh
pop
yeah, I forgot
your
to
vid feed
bring the
out.
screen. Yeah. I need to turn on my light, or is it good enough?
So I don't know. Here you go. I don't know if where are we at? There you go. I don't know how far you kind of heard what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, I just popped in on your stream like not even 5 minutes ago because I messaged you on Discord and I thought like maybe he's already streaming. Let me pull
Well,
that up
it
and
didn't even
see.
usually, you know how it is. It's like usually I'll get that little doo little noise or whatever. I didn't hear nothing. And then that's when I clicked on
Yeah.
the thing, it just popped up when I switched the screen. I'm like, "Oh, really? Now you want to tell me?" Like, thanks for nothing,
Yeah,
Discord.
setting this up, man.
I know.
They just said we updated our Discord to run smoothly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really?
Yeah, sure.
It's like, thanks for that. All right. So yeah,
Just
so
know that it's not working.
what I was doing was instead of just doing the usual, "Hey, what do you think this game should be in what tier?" Oh man, and there he goes, the Galaga guy. Thanks, dude. Like seriously, I don't expect anybody to give me super chats, but I do appreciate it. Thank you, man, for the $2. I will be just very transparent because for those of you that might not follow me and might be lurking around, I'm a very transparent guy. The money that I get, if anybody, and I'm not gonna ask. Yes, it's available, but I'm not gonna ever ask. Um, well, except for memberships, that's a whole other thing. But anyways, all the money is strictly going to be going towards getting stuff edited, so that way I can get more stuff made. Because editing is what destroys my time on trying to get stuff uploaded. It's not even the making of it; it's the editing process. It is a bear.
Yeah, editing is it's a time sink. It's worth it, but you gotta be ready to spend your whole afternoon, several
Uh,
of them.
oh yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, I know there's some easy ways to go about. Um, I guess like with certain videos, it's easier to edit. Less, I mean, it's less editing, I should say. But certain stuff like the video series that I'm hoping ends up working out the way I'm expecting it to, that you're going to be a part of. Aiden's going to be part of it. Koi Fish, couple
Yeah, my
guys that were part of the Super Retro Force, Scorpio, Caesar, and Surge Man X, and Bowler. I think. Oh, and Galaga guy. Yes, Galaga guy will be as well. I'm trying to think. I think that was it. Because I had somebody else drop
yeah,
out on me.
I think it's gonna be solid, man. You know, like I said, I've been kind of in my. I don't know. Did the snowstorm kind of hit you guys hard too, or
It didn't hit
is
us
that just over
as
here?
bad. It did not hit us as bad as what I was expecting. Because they were talking, we were supposed to get originally. They were like, "It's gonna be like 2 feet of snow up your ass," and I was like, "Whoa, what the heck's going on here?" But we probably only got about 6 or 7. But I mean, of course, with drifts and stuff, it made it a little wonky.
Yeah, it was pretty bad up here, man. Like I didn't leave my house for 2 weeks straight,
Eh,
and I didn't mind it. Like I love staying at home, but
yeah,
man, as a human being, I have to socialize a little bit.
right.
So I did my part and got stuck in the snow and spent 2 hours digging myself out.
Yeah.
So,
Gal guy says Immortal Afro lives up to his name. That is a nice afro. My father-in-law says his was that big, but I don't know if I believe him.
yeah, man, I'm trying. I'm believe it or not, I'm trying to catch up to my dad. My dad, his afro, his grew a lot around the back. Mine is really front heavy.
Yeah.
So I still got a ways to go. He says I caught him, but I'm like, I saw the pictures of you back in when you're playing basketball.
Yeah.
That thing was immaculate. But
Red,
one of
Red,
these days, I appreciate it though.
Red Show says, nice to have somebody in the stream with hair I can relate to. Sorry, Roy. Mario says, the afro is S tier. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. It's
uh,
my pride and joy.
yeah.
Uh,
It's a lot of work.
I would put this on too, but that's let's save that for later.
There you go. So the criteria I came up with, I mean, we can add to this a little bit maybe as we go along because this is the first game I talked about. So right now I got gameplay, which is the core loop of the game. Not talking about the controls, just literally your experience playing the game, just how you felt, like how the levels felt going throughout, like and just your overall enjoyment from start to finish. Then the next criteria, it's three things, but it's technically all under one umbrella because they kind of coincide together, which is music, art style, and graphics. And then the next one I did was retention rate, which was basically how quickly I would or wouldn't return to a game after the initial play, like that. You know how it is when you first play a game, that initial dopamine hit, like how hard did it hit you where you're like, I gotta go back? Or it was like, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's not going to kill me to not go back because you know how it is. Just like certain games hit harder than others. You know what I mean? That's so just kind of a little scale for that. The next one being freshness, like how fresh or repetitive did the game feel throughout? Like again, as we know, there's some games feels really cool in the beginning, but then it's like as you're going on, you're like, okay, this seems like it's the same old song and dance, and it's just kind of at this point we're just kind of moving along, but nothing's really changing, And challenge meter, I just uh, looked at that as like I guess how much did it push my skills, and I'll ask you as well, like how much it pushed your skills as a gamer to get through the game. So let's see, and then next would be controller complexity. So like um was it like the lower I guess I would say the lower the score would be, like if it's something that is just overly complicated, and not saying that you couldn't do it, but it was just way too complex for no reason. And then like a 10 would be like it was very easy to play, like you just picked up and go type feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just added one because I was thinking in my head when I was talking about medieval, and the last one for right now would be how well has it aged? Because as we know, we do have games where yes, back in the day, we were like, oh my God, it was amazing. And then you go back and play and you're kind of like, oh, maybe it's not quite as good as I remember.
Rose tinted glasses.
Yeah.
Things seem a lot better.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in that category. Like, yeah, they were better, but we'll see.
Yeah. So right now, I already got through everything, but I'm on control complexity right now for medieval. And for gameplay, I gave it a 9. Music, art style, and graphics, I gave it an 8.5. Retention rate, I gave it about a 6.5. Freshness, I gave it a 10 because I thought it was just I didn't I felt like it was just fantastic. Like every level just it felt really good. Um and then challenge meter, I gave it a 6 because I was like, I wouldn't say it didn't push my skills, but in certain spots, but overall it was kind of like I said, it was like middle of the road kind of. So now with control complexity, um I'd say, and also with control complexity, the clunkiness comes into play as well. So not just overcomplicated buttons, but like how clunky it felt, because as we know, sadly, as good as the PS1 was, there was some clunkiness when it came to maneuvering characters and such. And Medieval did kind of have a little bit of clunkiness that you had to get used to at first on how to move the character and stuff. But
Yeah.
overall, I would say that would be the negative aspects, was like getting used to the clunkiness. Um, but the buttons weren't too confusing. I felt like it was pretty easy to grasp onto, but I would say I would give this, I'd say, again, I'd probably, it just gets knocked for the clunkiness, but I'd probably give it I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And we're still going over medieval, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I wanted to. I don't know if it ever got a PC release, but I know didn't they probably within the last 3, maybe 4 or 5 years, they had a re-release on the PS4, the
Yeah, they
medieval
did have
classic.
the remaster on PS4.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but of course, I'd prefer to. I'd like to try it out to see how it is, but I wouldn't mind going back and playing the original. I have very limited experience with the original. I probably played the first one. I don't remember if that one had a demo because back then we had demo disc
Yeah,
back in the
I
day.
think it was Red Show mentioned in the chat that he said he played the demo. He said he played the
Yeah,
demo a lot, so I'll take his word for it that there was in fact a demo for it.
yeah, because I definitely remember experiencing it. I never had the game itself, but for me, it was pretty neat. Controls and stuff were clunky for a lot of games because back then 3D environments were kind of they were being refined over time. I don't think they were perfected until PS2, Xbox, GameCube era,
Yeah.
where they were able to do a whole lot more. But for the PS1 for its time, I think it was more than enough for us to play and have a consistent enough experience to where it's not like, oh my god, this is a chore to play
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that.
Yep. Yep,
So
I agree.
I remember it pretty. Yeah, I remember it pretty fondly. The music, I can't say I remember too much of it, but from watching your streams, like it seems pretty decent. I can't remember if I would describe it as like classical or just kind of like it seemed like it's from a specific uh region. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but it had a nice ring to it. It seemed very, I don't want to say high class, but nuanced or
It's
something.
like yeah, they use it's like because it was more like orchestra based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
And
like me some classical. Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's the best one.
and that's what I liked
So
about the experience as well. And this goes back into what people tend to overlook when it comes to like music with games because it adds to the experience. Because though, that's what I really liked about the ambience of the game is that you tie in the visuals and then you have that music playing over top of it and it adds to the vibes of everything going on and people take for granted how much that adds to the overall experience you're getting, and that's why I liked it so much is it because it reminded me like I was mentioning earlier because the art style it was similar, not the same but similar. You could tell by looking at certain things, especially like the graveyard and stuff. You could tell that they took some of the art styles that I said I referenced like Tim Burton, but I said that Tim Burton also his art style kind of he takes a little bit from what was called German expressionism, which was from like the 1920s, 1930s, and if you were to look that up, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about. You'd be like, "Oh, okay, I see exactly what he's talking about." But you tie all that stuff in, like that orchestra stuff, those vibes and stuff. It hit so good, and that's why I was like, man, I can't not give this a pretty high score for that aspect, the music, art style, and the graphics and stuff. But yeah, it was really good.
yeah, I guess since I'm more coming from since I'm more experiencing it through watching someone mostly like you play it, I'd say it's fun to watch. Like it really, you know, since I'm old, it gives me like a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, it does.
And I don't know, is that fair to kind of use as a benchmark for this? Because it is biased. Like I never played the game, but I was aware of it for the time when I was young. I wish I had it played. I can still play it now, but just kind of watching it since that's kind of my experience with it now. It's very kind of Looney Tunesy, which I like about
Yep,
it. Very whimsical in a
yep,
sense.
yep.
And so I'd rank it relatively high just from the viewer experience. Like I'd watch, if I wasn't able to play it ever, I wouldn't mind watching it.
Yeah.
So, and I think
Oh
there's
yeah.
3 games. Is it 2 or 3 games of medieval
I
series?
know there's two. I can't, or I don't know if there is a third one. I think there's only two. I could be wrong, but Going back to when you said, can you use your nostalgia as far as your scoring? Well, it's like, yeah, because like I was like all this stuff, it's all relative. It's all relative on your experience and stuff like that. So of course, yeah, like I mean, if that's adding to your experience, then of course. I mean, every like I said, every person's journey with whatever game, it's all going to be different, and that's why I like talking about the stuff like this, is because everybody has a different angle or a different experience on how they played a certain game or whatever. So it's nice to hear other people's perspectives other than my own, you know. But yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that definitely is something that should tie into it. And so then that goes into our last category for medieval before we get the overall score for it, which is how well has it aged. And I think it goes without saying that it aged extremely well, which is why it got a remaster, because people are like, this game is amazing, and they just wanted the updated graphics. But I will say, with the remaster, for those that might not have ever played it, or have maybe only played the PS4 version, the part of the game where you kill, I'm trying to remember what the hell they're called. I'll just call them the shadow demons because I can't remember what the hell they're called, but they're just the big black demon things that you got to kill. Uh, I can't remember what level it is, but they're way harder to kill on the PS4 than they are on the PS1. The PS1, I felt like I was just walking right through them, just hack and slash and just walking straight through them. Where on the PS4, I felt like I had to actually, um, I guess, use my shield to block and stuff like that, instead of just walking and just swinging randomly at them and just kind of hacking through them. And it felt like it took a little bit longer to kill them as well. But overall, but going back to how well aged, I mean, I gotta give this one. Oh man, I don't know if I can give it a perfect 10, but I'm thinking that I got to at least give it a 9. So I'm just trying to think of a 9, and is it just going to be a 9 or 9 and some change? I don't know.
I want to say for this category, bias definitely takes over because I think it's telling of the industry when a game as old as medieval is still sought after
Yeah.
enough for there to be a remaster. So, of course, nothing's a 10 except the good old days. But I'm just saying,
Right.
I'm just saying, like it speaks for itself because there's a lot of games that have come out within the last 10 years that haven't even made it a whole year.
Yeah.
Anthem, anybody? So I don't know. I think I understand bias is going to be an effect. It's going to be a really like you know, it's hard for me to say because like I don't want to just be like, yeah, the old games were better, and that's just the way it was, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold says, and it's. But I kind of think that's is just objectively true. I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't true, we wouldn't have remasters of the PS1 classics like Medieval, Tomb Raider, Spyro, and then a lot of franchises that are still around now were were from that era, like Final Fantasy VII. So it's like we got to give the PS1 its props. Like last the test of time, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So that's just to me, in my humble opinion.
So
So
I went through and did the average. In the average, it ended up I ended up with 8.07. So it'll fall in the 80 to 89 ranking.
yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's
I agree.
earned, more than earned.
Yeah. So the next game I'm going to talk about is one that I've been recently trying to grind the shit out of, which is Einhander, which that's that shmup. That game, man, boy. I know we'll get to the
Yeah.
challenge meter, and yeah, for those of you that have seen me play it, yeah, that game is on, and mind you, I'm playing it on normal, and I am riding the struggle bus hard on that game. I mean, I'm finding the little patterns and stuff throughout, but man, it is tough. But before I go on to that, I'm just gonna checking the chat here. So Frank was saying they made 4 in total. They had Medieval, Medieval 2, Medieval Resurrection, and then the remake.
Was Resurrection a remake of an earlier Medieval, or is it like a re-release or something?
I'm wondering if it was something like a PSP game, because you know, like how they had the God of War games, those two
Yeah,
that were on the PSP. I'm wondering if it was something like that, which is a
I think it
possibility.
was a yeah, kind of like a standalone, but
Yeah,
not like an official
yeah,
sequel,
right.
like an in between game.
Um, he said, yeah, it was a PSP game. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
so the old Einhander. So I have okay. So technically, I'll say as Koi Fish calls them, shame states. I have beat the game using save states, but I have not beat it without save states. So I have technically played through the game, but it's again not without save states have I beat it. But I gave the overall gameplay for myself. I gave it a 9. I thought it was really well put together for a shmup. Honestly, I think now I know there's a bunch of other games I still have to play yet from the shmup genre, but I would honestly say before we even go on with everything else with this has to be by far my favorite shmup I think I've ever played. And that's just me. And of course, a small part of that is like what you say, like with nostalgia, because the first time I played this game, I was a kid, and it was the year it came out. It was Christmas time, and I seen my cousins playing it, and my mind was just blown because up to that point on the PlayStation, the only thing I had seen was Crash Bandicoot, which that already blew my mind. And then like I seen a little bit of N64 with Super Mario 64, Mario Kart. But my Polygon era was pretty fresh at that point. So when I saw the visuals on this, I was just like, what the freaking crap is going on? Like the pace of the game, just everything that was like that looked like the music, like I said, the visuals. I mean, and then the different angles that they did with the ships and stuff. Like it was so damn good, and that's why it's like it's got to be, at least for me. I know that a lot of people really do love this game, but I'm just speaking for myself that this has got to be like one of, I'm not gonna say the best because I don't know all of them, but at least from the ones I played, this is absolutely the best shmup I've ever played. But it's got to probably be. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't minimum like top 10 shmups ever made. I would be shocked if people would argue that.
Well, this is another game that I'm coming from the audience perspective, but I
Yeah.
do have it. I went in, I found it off the back of a truck that was driving past my house.
No shit.
So I have to, yeah, I definitely have to boot it up and try it out. But it does look really cool. Like, watching you play, it seems like one of those uh you have to commit.
Oh, you do.
And
Yes.
yeah, and it just reminds me of, once again, the good old days
Mm-hmm.
where we didn't have the luxury of, save states and checkpoints.
Yep.
Back then, you had to earn everything. And
Yep.
don't get me wrong, I'm not saying save states and stuff are bad or anything. Like, hey, look, it's 2026. It's time to,
Yep.
But part of me is a little I'm a little attached to like earning your victory, because now the equivalent of that would be like a Souls type game, or
Yeah.
the Souls genre, which
Yeah.
I don't mind, but back then I remember I think it was a stream I did a long time ago where we were kind of talking about uh I forgot which game. I think it was Resident Evil 4 remake, and we kind of started talking about how gamers back in the day were just a different breed because we didn't have all those uh I guess ease of access. Things weren't easier. We experienced games in a much more fulfilling way.
Yeah.
And I think it's pronounced Einhander. I think
Yeah. I
you
think
said.
it's like Einhander, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that game. And one of these, I'll stream myself playing it because I do want to kind of see how I fare against a game like that. Because like you said, the way it's presented, like the polygons and stuff,
Yeah.
it was probably if I had seen that game back then, I'd have my mind blown too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, man, I'm so used to just seeing Spyro run and shoot fire, or
Yeah.
Logan tase somebody aside from filter, but this is like things flying around the whole background and
Yeah.
giant robots. Is like, yo, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And of
So
course, that
I
futuristic,
definitely
like
agree.
mech type style, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know how it was back in the
Yeah,
90s. I mean, it just, that's like, that's all that good. Like you say, it's the nostalgia. So it's like, it's got all those things that, some of the things that were around in the 90s kind of thrust it in there and just, yeah, it's a good one. And I think that you'll definitely appreciate it. And yeah, it's definitely an earn your win type of game. That is for certain. And it's not gonna come easy. I mean, like most games, once you finally start figuring out certain patterns, it might be easier. But even still, myself, I know certain patterns, but as you know, if you don't execute, then you're still screwing up. And that's what I still do. Is I know certain patterns, but yet I still keep screwing up on the subtle details, and that's what's holding me back from getting through the whole game. Like I think I'm at the furthest I got was the second to last level, because I think there's 7 levels in the game, and I got to 6, and then that's where I died. Was the 6th level boss. That's the first I got so far.
yeah. I definitely say like as far as like how it looks, presentation,
Yeah.
it's definitely up there. Like young me would have been extremely hyped for
Oh
that
yeah.
game. Like I probably wouldn't know how to pronounce it to save my life, but
Yeah.
I'm like I need that.
And that was the whole thing is I didn't know how to pronounce it either, and I couldn't tell kids at school because I was trying to tell them about this game, and I was like, "It was so amazing." Like, what's it called? I was like, "I don't know. It starts with an E."
Yeah, back before YouTube ruined all the discovery.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yep. So yeah, I gave it a 9 for gameplay, music, art style, and graphics. I hit it with a 10 because it was just I'm like the music I felt was really good. It was that electric. I don't want to call it techno because techno I look at as dance music. It's just I call it just it's electronic music. It's electric music.
yeah,
It's not like techno because you're not it's not just it's not it ain't that,
yeah,
but it's definitely electronic music, and the graphics like we're already oozing about it, so that kind of goes without saying. So yeah, that's definitely a 10. And again, I want you guys in the chat. You guys tell us as we're going through what you guys would give these games, because I know some of you at least have seen me at the very least play some of the games that we're talking about if you have not played them already yourself. Um, so retention, again, this was another one, 10. It was like I played it and it was like more, more. And I didn't and even as an adult, like when I've been streaming it, there's been streams where I had all intentions on like stopping at a certain point and I was like, "No, I'm going to keep going." Because I'm like I can't stop.
yeah. One more run, I could do better.
Yep.
I got it this time.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
And
I think it's like that arcadey feel where
yes.
it's
Yeah.
you have to do better, or like, oh man, that last one, I'm not going out
Yep.
like that. I
Yep.
have to prove to myself that
Yeah.
I can beat this game.
I ain't a chump,
So
damn it. I know I can do it.
yeah, like some may call it delusion, but I
Yeah.
call it encouragement.
Yep.
Because it's right there, and it does a really good job for kind of keeping you on the hook. Because if you play a stage over and over again, you know it's coming,
Mhm.
but sometimes the thing that beats you is yourself.
Yep.
You get ahead, of you're too hungry for revenge, and it's like, all
Yep.
right, I need to calm down. I'm
Yep.
starting to get a little tilted. This game doing
Yep.
stuff to me,
Oh yeah.
but that's high engagement. That's
Yep.
that's what it's all about.
Exactly. And then for freshness, I put for how fresh or repetitive the game feels throughout. I gave it a 9 because overall, again, even though it's a shmup and you're just shooting stuff, but they did a very good job with the levels on the level design to, give you something visually appealing to look at throughout the entire game. And the enemies were different throughout. The way you attacked certain bosses was different throughout. So it just felt fresh. Like each level felt completely different from the last, and you got a different experience. So I thought it did a really good job. And then challenge meter, of course, I put it at 10. I mean, if I could go higher, I would, because like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I am the best gamer in the world, but I would at the very least, say that I have above average skill sets when it comes to video games. And if it's making me feel like I am really having to push myself, then that the game is definitely tough to play or tough to beat.
Yeah. I think I remember watching one of your streams and I couldn't help but wonder like, man, I wonder the guys who are programming this, what was going through their mind when they designed some of these scenarios?
Yeah,
Were they just like were they coming from like a place of like hostility? 'Cause they were like, I'm just gonna make something. I can't even beat this shit. So we'll see.
right.
We'll just see if these kids got it. Because
Yeah,
back then, only people that play game were kids. There was a few
yeah,
adults, but back then the I think the level was like 10, 15 at the oldest.
yeah,
But I always wonder, and I kind of miss that aggression that developers had.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, we're gonna make these kids earn their stripes, not because we're mean or anything. The technology just wasn't there for
yep.
the comforts of today. So they're just like, hey man, good luck.
I think, and I do know that part of it is because of the rental industry. And I would not
Yeah.
be surprised if that played a part in like the difficulty of that game, because that is definitely one that I could see being at Blockbuster or something, and kids getting addicted to it for the same reasons I did when I started playing it. And they're like, and that 1 week that you have it for, it's going to come and go real quick, and you're going to go, damn it, I need to rent it again. And it's like, and I could totally see that being playing a part into how difficult they made that game.
Yeah, because you only get so much time, and if you're too eager but don't beat it, it's like I gotta rent it for another week or
Yep,
another however long, because
yep,
I can't let this game go back to the store not completed.
yep.
So
So yeah, I gave that
I
a
think that's
10.
pretty good.
And then for control complexity, I just gave it a 7, because I was like, well, because technically it's not very hard to control. The button combinations aren't very hard to memorize. The only thing that I would say, like the only reason why I say with complexity, well, I guess I would say, because like the lower the score means it's like tougher to use, but the only thing that I would say is what knocked it down was just that you do have to pay attention. But this all goes back to the playing experience. You have to pay attention to the speed of your ship, because there's times where you have to go back and forth really quick from like speeding up your movement and slowing it down. You know what I mean? So like, 'cause, like as far as like how
Yeah,
quickly you can move your ship on the screen, because you can, I think you can hit it. I'm trying to remember how many times. I think like when you're at your standard speed, I think you can boost it up like it's like it's either 2 or 3 times. But so you can go from like moving like at a normal pace, like say like to then you're just kind of like zipping around and you're barely tapping the D-pad. You know what I mean? So like you do have to really pay attention to how things are on the level and learn how to really control the ship just from a movement standpoint, controlling the speed at which you're moving the ship, how fast or slow you're moving it. But yeah, but that's really it. But everything else otherwise feels really smooth to me. Um, I,
yeah. It seems like one of those like your offense is your defense type thing. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, shooting stuff helps, but positioning is also
yes.
the other half of the experience. Because it's like, well, if your positioning is bad, you're just gonna get wiped out every time.
So
So
Mario in the
yeah, it looks like.
chats. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying, it looks like that type of mental mind game is kind of what I guess it's part of the appeal, I guess you
Yeah,
could say for some. 'Cause it may not be the most elaborate gameplay design, but do you need it to be? All that stuff going on? I was like,
yeah.
probably not.
So Mario was saying we don't have time constraint anymore. Also, back when you didn't have as many checkpoints or save spots. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, we definitely we lived we lived in a different time, and that's why like I love having these types of conversations, especially with my nephews and stuff. I'm like, man, you guys got it on easy mode, man, and I'm not trying to be like hating on 'em, but I just told them because like they they go back and they'll do the whole thing of, well, how are you so good at games? I'm like, because look what I grew up on, man. I was like, you had to go through the doldrums of all these games, and it's like you either played them or you didn't play nothing, so you had to push yourself.
Yeah. That's kind of why, like, I think it is our duty. I think it's our responsibility as the old guard to. I know they say you shouldn't bully, but sometimes it's warranted because it's like I'm sorry, the current generation has had it too easy to the point to where people they don't even play games anymore. Like
Yeah,
like everyone's a gamer, but no one really games,
yeah, yeah. They're
and
just playing
and I can
Minecraft,
understand.
farting around.
I mean, and that's fine. We have all types of games for all types of different, what you want to, whatever floats your boat. But if you're gonna do that, then you're not allowed to speak on certain attributes in gaming.
Yeah,
Because like you said, back in our day, we're so good because we didn't have the luxury of time. Just like Mario he said,
yeah,
and we also didn't have the luxury of a big technological, space where we didn't
yeah,
have the RAM or the GPU or the CPU to do stuff like save, instant load, and all this stuff, checkpoints. There's a few
yeah,
of that, but it wasn't. We didn't have a hard drive to save a profile and all that
mm,
nonsense too.
yep,
We had to beat the game right then and there,
yep.
and it. And especially hurt if you bought your own games back then, because
Oh
we
yeah,
were kids. We didn't have our own money.
yep.
So when our parents were like, "Yeah, this is the only game you're getting," I'm like, "Then that's the only game I'm playing."
Yep, and you're gonna sit there and grind that damn thing until you figure it out.
Yeah, and
Yep,
that stuff it really mattered. Now gaming is so accessible, and I kind of have like an issue with that on
yeah,
some level. Like on one hand, it's like, oh, this. No one's really. Everyone's kind of just here taking up space. No one's hungry. Everyone's hyped for the next game that it come out, and a week later they're like, well, what do you mean I? It was so much more than that. So that.
all right, we're back. It's my mixer. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Can you guys hear me in the chat? I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. Okay. So Immortal can't. Oh,
Spaghetti.
there we go. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Gosh dang it. It's Discord. Hold on one second, guys. Why isn't it working? Oh, where are you? I don't know why it does this either. I'm trying to figure out why it does that. Just and then just I gotta shut it off. I'm like, why do you do this? Oh gosh, it's so bad. There. Okay. Can you hear me now? So it's saying it's coming in. All right. I'll go. And I'll do this. All right, can you hear me now?
There you are.
Jeez. It was my mixer, man. Cause like I don't know why it does what it does. Almost every stream you'll just hear random go. It goes, and I don't know why it does that. And then I got to turn it off and turn it back on, and then it's fine. It's just freaking
good
stupid,
old
man.
technology.
Yeah, I know, right?
Doesn't work. Hit the reset button.
Oh my god, freaking thing. All right, well now I gotta delete this out, and I gotta get your key. I gotta get your feed again, stupid thing. All right, let's do this again.
Technology.
I know.
2 steps forward, 4 steps back.
Yes. All right, there we go. All right. And go.
Or the kids call it a dab on them.
Yeah. But, now here's the good question. Do they even do that anymore?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm out of touch.
I'll say we're so out of touch. They probably ain't even freaking doing it no more. Who knows? Because they'll move on to shit. Because now they just do that 6-7 thing, which makes zero sense at all. Nothing.
Hey, let them have it. We were saying just as dumb stuff.
Well, to
back
be
then,
fair,
so.
like I've said before, to be fair, at least whenever we said stupid stuff, there was like it was in reference to something. Where when you ask them, "What does 6-7 mean?" Nothing. Okay, so you're just literally saying it's just like me just saying like a random word. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Like an idiot, I originally thought, oh, because 7, 8, 9, and they're like, no. I'm like, okay, so what's the joke? 6, 7.
Oh yeah, because it's so great. I see we got Koi in the chat. Yeah, Koi fish. I was referencing to you earlier, brother, talking about the shame states.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame states.
Yeah. Because I said that's the only way I beat Einhander. I beat it with save states a while back, but I have yet to beat it without it. But I will. I will, damn it. And when that day comes, I will be a happy man. So where we left off was I gave the controller complexity a 7. So now we're back to how well has it aged? And that's like another one. I gotta give it. Oh man, I gotta at least give it a 9. I don't know, and again, I don't know if I can give it a solid 10. As amazing as the game is, and I love it. I'm like, can I give it a 10? I just don't know. I'll give it a 9. I'll just get a straight 9.
I think a good way to kind of gauge it, especially with the independent scene now, if Einhander came out today and it was exactly the way it was, do you think it'd have like, a similar appeal and like, in a modern indie sense? Because the high levels of gaming back then are kind of around the level of the indie scene
Well,
now,
I
which I think is
guess
really cool.
I guess like another take could be because you know how they're making like a lot of retro styled games. So I guess if I look at this would be if I were to compare this to like the retro styled games that are coming out that are newer, I could definitely see this competing against those ones.
Yeah, and I think that kind of goes to show, like you said, like the longevity of it, because the
Yeah.
retro style isn't really something that just goes out of style, because
Right.
games now that go out of style are the ones that are kind of made by committee, made by like a board, and they're trying to create the next biggest thing.
Yeah.
But in reality, gaming is in a sense immortal. We
Yeah.
have the 2D platforms, the turn-based system. Like, yeah, we have all these other different types, but the things that really were the foundation for gaming, they're timeless. So, and the way Einheimer plays, I think if it came out today, it'd be just as much, if not more, uh, intriguing to a lot of people because like, man, this game feels like it could have came out back in the '90s. It
Yeah.
was. So
Yes. So I got the average. So the average score ended up being in total 9.14. So that'll put it in the top tier, which I think again, this is all relative, of course. This is my opinions. So this would, of course, go with my mindset here. Those of you, like I said in the chat, you guys don't have to be quiet. You can tell me if you disagree with me. You can just be like, you know what, Roy, I think you're a moron. That is perfectly fine. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what is going on. So, let's see here. Where am I at? So next, I'm going to pick a game that I know that you know, and I knew enough about it, and I'll let you ooze about it, which that is Tekken 3. Uh-oh, the mic's cutting out.
okay,
Now
my
you're
mic.
good.
You said my. Oh.
You're good.
Okay. Make sure Discord ain't doing something.
Yeah, like got real muffly, like it almost muted you out, and then like 'cause I just made sure it wasn't on my end. It was all it's Discord being dumb, I think.
Yeah, but I'm good now.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. For Tekken 8 or not 8. Ugh. I read Dread Show's comment as I said said 8 across the board. But for Tekken 3, uh I didn't play it originally back then, but I did have an opportunity to get the arcade board from one of my managers at my old job several years back,
Yeah,
and it was in good condition. I was playing the hell out of that game. It was pretty cool. And for Tekken, I'd say gameplay wise, probably in the probably a 6 area because that was when a lot of 3D fighting games were starting to come into their own.
yeah,
The grandfather of 3D fighting games, Virtua Fighter came out, and then there was Dead or Alive, and now we had Tekken. And Tekken was pretty interesting. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan back then, only because I was enamored with DOA. But for Tekken 3, like I have to give it props. A lot of what Tekken is today, you can see like the gradual evolution from like each game carries something integral over. So for gameplay, I give it a 6 because all 3D fighters were hella clunky back then, and it was a new genre, new type of game where the rules weren't really developed. I enjoyed Tekken 2 more, but I was a kid. I didn't understand like the nuances about fighting games like I do now. But it was a fun game to kind of just mash. But I think 3 is where people's skill really started to show through,
yeah,
who were like playing it like hardcore. Uh Longevity, I think I'd probably agree with the Dread Show, about 8, because since it's still ongoing, we look back fondly, but it did develop further over time. From Tekken 3 to Tekken 4, the most experimental Tekken, and I think the first tag came before or around that time because Tekken 3 was the last PlayStation 1 Tekken, I believe. Uh, Probably doesn't hold up as well. I really wish they re-release it as a online, just so people can like get the feel like, oh, what would this game be like if you actually play people
yeah.
in a active community or whatever. That'd be cool, but I don't know how likely that is. I'd say 8. appeal presentation, kind of the same. The Tekken story's always been a little weird, but it was better back around three. So I'd say a nine for the story. It's a lot better than whatever the hell they're doing now. But the story was a lot more. Even though it was weird, it was kind of consistent. Especially for the time. Demons and angels and devils and karate guys. It was pretty
Yeah.
typical. Like the creative capacity back then was a lot more interesting then than it is now. I'll say that much. So I say a nine for like the story. And the music was nice. Like it's not my favorite soundtrack for the Tekken franchise, but there's a few themes in there that carry over that still have they still hit. Maybe a couple. So for the music, if that's part of I guess like sound and all that, 8.
So I'm just kind of going through getting my own assessments here. So for those that don't know, I am I'm not big on fighting games, and it's not like I hate them. I find myself I just get bored with them quick because when you look at the bare bones of it, it is literally just you against somebody, right? And it's just after a while, I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm good. Like I guess like and maybe it might be, and I had to think about it. I said it might be because when I was growing up, it was like the peak of the fighting game era because you had the Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter stuff going on, and it was like you couldn't get away from it. Like where it didn't matter what kid's house you went to, it was either Street Fighter or it was Mortal Kombat or it was both, and it was like similar like with Grand Theft Auto. I don't ever want to see a Grand Theft Auto game again because I really don't care because I couldn't get away from it in high school. Just everybody kept playing it and I just couldn't get away from it. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. And same thing like Call of Duty. I could go the rest of my life not playing Call of Duty and I'll be okay. Um, but fighting games, that's just, I understand because I know a lot of people will think, well, you got to understand like when you're playing on a different level and you're really trying to like main a character and stuff. I'm like, I know I get it. It's just I, my brain's not wired to get satisfaction from that. I can appreciate it and understand the work it takes to really hone your skills in on how to um, fight with whoever it is that you're trying to main, but it's just not something that ever really just grabbed me like that and really made me want to go after it. But I can honestly say though, when it came to Tekken 3, I remember when it came out, the hype was like insane. Like people were like kids were going nuts about Tekken 3 when it came out. And I can remember going to a buddy's house and it was literally myself, him, and then I think like six other kids crammed in this little bedroom and they were playing Tekken and then like we were all taking turns, like you would always do. Like it's like the arcade, you put the quarters up on the thing and then whoever wins stays in and then the next person's up. So it'd be just basically whoever lost was done and then whoever won kept going until they lost. Um but I did think the graphics were really good, and I think it did a really good job of giving that arcade feel. The way the visuals were and the way the music was and the sounds, like I thought it did a really good presentation with that, trying to give you that arcade feel in home. Because again, back then that was with certain games. I won't say all games, but certain games, that's what they were kind of going for. Is they were trying to give you the arcade experience in your home, even though by the middle 90s, the arcade scene was practically dead, but they were still trying to give you that type of a vibe, just, on a console base versus going into playing on an actual arcade cabinet. But, really quick, I'll go down my list real quick. without going into too much more detail, was I just put initial gameplay or for the core loop. I just gave it a 6. Like it wasn't terrible because I actually while I was setting up, I played through the whole loop on arcade mode and got through. It was like 11 minutes. I know I died a few times, but I got through in about 11 minutes. And mind you, I haven't even played the game in forever. But of course, that's just on normal difficulty. If I were to up the difficulty, I'm sure I'd get my ass kicked. But I just did that just that way. Uh, I had a fresh set of eyes on it. And then for the music, art, style, and graphics, I gave it an 8 because I did really like how it looked. The retention, again, I gave it a 6, even though I haven't even played it since I was a kid. I started to feel towards the back end of it that I actually was like feeling like I wanted to finish the game off. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stop here. I felt like I was like, you know what? No, I really want to finish it out. But it wasn't like a really strong feeling or anything like that. And then freshness, I gave it a 6 because again, it's just this is me. This is you guys can beat me up in the chat for being a hater on fighting games, but I just gave it a 6 because it's just you're fighting somebody. It doesn't change. You're just fighting another person. Then challenge meter, I did put it up as an 8 because even though on the default difficulty it might be not that bad, I understand that if I were to crank the difficulty up, that I would really have to pay attention to what the hell I'm doing and really hone in those skills on combos and blocking and stuff like that. And then control complexity, again, I just put as a 7 because I didn't think, I don't think it's overbearing, but yes, there's going to be, again, on the more advanced side of things, you're going to have to know what you're doing with the D-pad and the buttons. And then for how well it aged, that's the only one I haven't done yet. But I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, I don't really have anything to compare to because again, I don't play any fighting games. I had the last fighting game I played or that I bought even was Street Fighter 4, and I
Yeah.
bought it because my buddy was begging me to buy it, so I bought it because I got it on sale for like $10, like a long time ago. But yeah, um,
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's understandable. Like fighting games, and this is something I have to talk about because like people think we're coming into another fighting game renaissance. Modern fighting games are doo doo in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the thing that people got to understand, like fighting games are very specific. Like it will forever be niche because
Mm-hmm.
most people aren't going to be okay with your experience either being, oh, I'm pretty good, I can go through the computer or something, then you come across a person who eats, breathes this for a living,
Oh yeah.
completely waste you, and you're how you gonna receive that? It's like, this isn't really fun. I have to learn Tetris with invisible blocks to fight somebody, and it was like, and like I said, that's fine. That for most people, fighting games will never breach containment on that level.
Yeah.
And a lot of modern fighting games are trying their best to like pull it off by lowering the skill gap. But my thing is like, the lower that skill gap, the easier it's going to be for the guy that puts in that kind of effort
Oh
to
yeah.
still waste the new guys. It's like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how easy you make the game. So
Right.
it's one of those things where it's understandable. Fighting games are forever locked to their niche, and I think that's a good thing.
No, I
I think
agree.
yeah, it's one of those things where you know you got to accept it, So, but yeah, but I think it's a fair assessment. Like the way you gauge it, I think it's beyond fair.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, it's like everyone's got their thing. Like I feel the same way about racing games. Like it's like I never got like there was only a few racing games that really kind of drew me in. Like the original Gran Turismo, I remember as a kid, that one drew me in. And
Yeah,
then Need for Speed Underground 2, when that came out, that one drew me in. But outside of those two, I can't even recall a racing game that I played that I was like I really wanted to go out there and play it. Like I don't really count like Mario Kart or any of the kart games because feel like those are just kind of like party games, I guess. If that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
because I was about to say Crash Team Racing, but I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Like traditional racing games, like
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
Project Gotham Racing, Gran Turismo, Sega GT.
Yeah, because like there was a
Uh,
guy at work talking about the next was it the Forza games or whatever? He's like,
yeah,
oh, it's gonna be crazy, and I'm like, well, that's nice, because I'm
yeah,
like,
I'm the same way. It's
I'm
like
like, I
Forza,
don't care, man.
like
Uh,
another one.
yeah,
Like,
what? But the thing is, though, is I get it though, because like people bust my chops about like hack and slash games, and I love them. And they're like, oh yeah, we do hack and slash, and I'm like, I was like, it's fine,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So what? You got a problem with racing games, but give a guy a sword and he's doing the same thing 8 games in a row. You're mystified.
Exactly.
It's like,
That's like I
all
get it.
right,
I get it.
yeah.
That's like I get it. Yeah, that's what it is. And that's why I like talking to different people because everybody has different experiences. Everybody, uh, it's like, and I think it's almost like I think it's like similar to like what you're saying with the fighting games. It's like it's almost like what your brain kind of gets drawn to like your skills evolve the best. Like you'll find throughout like which games really click with you to want to push those skills. And yeah, like racing games and fighting games were the two that they never really stuck with me. Like I did like Road Rash back in the day as a kid, and then it just and then that's what happened is I noticed I was like, man, it's kind of feeling like it's the same thing. Like I'm driving this track and it's just I
Yeah.
don't know. It just is. It's just once like almost like I shattered the glass on myself, so to speak, and I was like, oh man, like, and then I ruined it for myself.
I think for me, because like my older brother, he was a car guy, so he
Yeah,
he loved racing games way more than I did. The thing that drew me in for the most part were certain cars. Like I love the Mustang, I love the Viper. So if I saw one of those two cars in the game, I'm like, all right, now I have something to like kind of strive for. I don't care about winning per se, but
yeah,
I like controlling like my dream car.
yeah,
But I think my favorite racing game, and it's one of those games that kind of married the kart racing appeal to actual vehicles, was Blur. And so to me, I think that's kind of like I also like the Test Drive. Test Drive was good. Test Drive was a lot more arcadey than Gran Turismo. I'll say that. So
yeah.
I did like Test Drive a little bit more than Gran Turismo. But Blur is kind of like I think I'm more of a kart guy. Like, give me a fireball, give me something to shoot at somebody
And
so
I
that
do
I can
like
like,
cart games though. That's the weird thing.
yeah,
Like I enjoy cart games, and I think that's why it's because it kind of gives that extra element other than just driving whatever the map is. It's like you have
hmm
that little variable that could totally screw everything up. And yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of Well, I wouldn't call it random, but it reminds me of Jeff Dunham. He was making a joke about NASCAR. He's like, "Oh my God, they're making another left turn. Oh, are you ready? They're making another
Another left
left
turn.
turn."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like and that was a bad. I I thought it was funny, but he was appealing to people like us who
Yeah.
like I can't watch NASCAR unless someone blows up. I don't
Yeah.
want anyone to die, but clearly
Y-
my enjoyment comes from more than just seeing them do the driving part.
Right. Yeah, I mentioned that to a dude at work because I always call it hillbilly car because him and another buddy, they love it. And I'm like, I said, I respect it because I was like, you ain't going to catch me in a car going almost 200 miles an hour. No, thank you. But I don't get any satisfaction watching it either. So it's like,
Yeah. If I had to be involved, I'd rather drive because it's a different experience when you see the drivers do what they do. But like from
yeah,
the outside, just kind of watching them, like, all right,
yeah,
put me in the car, but I don't want to risk my life, so never mind.
yeah.
Actually,
So, um, getting back to where was I put how well has it aged? So, like I said, I don't have too much to compare it to in that niche of fighting games, but I'd have to give it a 5 because I'm just thinking, you know, if I had to take a guess, controls, overall movement patterns. I'm just kind of like, because like I said, I was playing it before we went live because I was just trying to get a feel for it. And I'm sure that the, more modern fighting games have a little more smoothness to them. And I know you were saying like some of the later ones, these that are kind of like booty, but I'm just kind of,
It's an evolved type thing. Like a lot of the control scheme hasn't changed. Like there's two punch buttons, two kick buttons, and then the rest you got to do yourself.
yeah,
So it's not really something that's meant to evolve. Like for example, a platformer or
right,
a kart racer or action
yeah.
RPG. So
So I'm gonna get
it,
back to the chat because I know Red Show's posted a few things here. So he said he was getting stoned and playing Tekken 3 a lot back around 99, 2000. And then he said, "It's okay, Roy. We're not all cut out for button mashing." Yeah, I know. I know, man. He said, "I could play Wreckfest all day." Assuming that's a racing game of some kind. And then he said, "You got to be drunk in a bar for NASCAR to be truly exciting." And somehow I that doesn't surprise me.
what do they call it? To each their own.
Yes, to each their own. That's right. And that's what I always tell the dudes that talk about it at work. I'm like, hey, whatever makes you happy. I said, I don't care, man. I just like busting your guys' balls about it, I was like,
Yeah,
you guys
I think
can bust my balls about because they know I like geek stuff. I was like, you guys, bust my balls about my nerd stuff, so it's all right. It's just,
yeah. See, my friend, he has one of the best sayings. Like, "Oh, you like it? I love
Let's
it." So,
see.
I think that's a good way to kind of frame it, for stuff like that.
So with that gives it, based off of what I gave it, that'll give Tekken. That was a 6.57, so I'd put it in the 60 to 69 range.
Do we laugh about that number too?
69, get it? 69.
Except it was actually funny. Like,
He said that's Tim
whatever.
McGraw. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I had to hear that song so much. Oh my goodness. My wife, her family's a bunch of hillbillies. I love them to death, but they're hillbillies, and but yeah, country music all the time.
Yeah.
So next game. So let's see here. How much time do you got?
Let me see. Let me look at
So I
this
know we're
clock
getting
here.
close to 10 o'clock, and I'm like, and I already know from what you told me, you're past where I knew you were supposed to be.
Yeah, it's almost 9 on my end. Give me about 30 more minutes. I
Okay.
can do 30 minutes.
All right.
9:30.
All right. He said some of us hillbillies read books. That's what Red Show said. Um, so I'll let since you're the guest, I'll let you pick the last one, and then we'll talk about this game, and then when we're done here, then I'll fire up. I'm gonna fire up some games for a little bit. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
I
and we'll
see.
go from
I
there.
see some good options down
So yeah, we
there.
got Crash Bandicoot, Jersey Devil, Oddworld, Abe's Exodus, Resident Evil 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, and Twisted Metal 2.
I want to pick Resident Evil 2. I want to, but I feel like that's too predictable.
Mm.
Same with Crash. So I'm going to go with Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk
Tony Hawk,
Pro Skater.
yeah.
All
Tony Hawk had a
right.
very interesting. I'd say Tony Hawk had a much more impactful. It had a bigger impact on me than I originally thought because I didn't know I was a Tony Hawk Pro Skater fan until the second game.
Yeah, that's what a lot of
Because
people say that. To be fair, a lot of people have said that, man. A lot of people have.
yeah, because it's yeah, Dread Show exactly. Because like I want to say a straight 10 because Tony Hawk is one of those games that I'd say it accidentally does everything you want before. This is before you even knew like what to expect from a skating game. Like they accidentally set a blueprint that, in my opinion, can't be beat. I know a lot of people like skate, but skate is like more realistic. But
Yeah,
I'll never be able to skateboard like that.
yeah,
So I'm gonna play Tony Hawk.
yeah.
So definitely, Dread Show. I want to give it a 10 so bad, but we have to be reasonable here, or at least try to be. Uh, I'm gonna say a high 9
Man,
of gameplay.
I'll hear what you have to say, but we're on the same wavelength so far. You said high. You said a higher 9. So yeah, I won't say what said yet, but go ahead.
Yeah, like as far as the gameplay, like like the grinding, the manual, going up the half pipe, and I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just something about how simplistic, because the game wasn't difficult. It could become difficult. The more stuff you want to add to you, like your scores start, do all that crazy long combos and stuff. But the fact that you could you could do both. Like there is a skill ceiling to Tony Hawk. Because when I
Hmm.
first played it, I didn't know I didn't understand skill ceiling. I was just like, how
Yep,
did I play the game? And its evolution, but from Tony Hawk 1 all the way up to Thug 2. I'm gonna
yep,
stop there because that's where it's kind of like after that I was like, well, Project 8 was okay,
yeah, yeah. After Underground 2, that was peak, and then it just yeah. I agree with that because when I played Project 8, um, I won't go too much into it, but I'll just say in short, that's when I realized I
yeah.
that's another game series. Like I'm okay if I don't ever play it again.
Yeah. But yeah, because like they just kept building on top of Tony Hawk. I still think the best one of all time is Pro Skater 2. Like not because it's better than the Underground series. Obviously, the Underground series is better in different ways, but Pro Skater 2 is kind of like the magnum opus. It's the nucleus of Tony Hawk. Like everything that made Tony Hawk as great as it was came from 2. It was expanded on upon from 2.
Yeah,
A lot of games that have a franchise, you could pinpoint the game that is like this is the the crux of its success, and they know that. That's why they're building from this game. So, and then the freaking soundtrack, holy! So 10, I don't care. I'm breaking the rule.
I'm breaking the rule.
The soundtrack is too good. Like there's so many songs I would have never got exposed to if it wasn't for Tony Hawk, dude.
Yeah,
And it's like I'm thankful for that, like because like we all kind of have our avenues for culture where
yeah,
we grow up and stuff.
yep.
But Tony Hawk was like, yeah, forget all that. You listen to this now. I'm like, yes, sir. Okay, whatever you say, man. Let's see what else. Longevity, 10. I don't care. It's Tony Hawk. It's the Pro Skater series. It okay. I'll say a 9. No, 10. I don't care. I'm not doing this. It's 10. 10 across the board. The Tony Hawk, and Tony Hawk. Yeah. So Pro Skater series was one of a kind. I don't think anything's topping it in terms of how a lot of things happen to work out in a way that almost created the perfect game. I'll say a high 9. I won't call it a perfect game because there's no such thing as perfect. But if you
Yeah.
wanted to get as close as possible, Tony Hawk.
So now some of the stuff. Um. So initial gameplay, I gave it 9.6, and I will agree. I said with excuse me, the music, art style, graphics, I gave it a 10, and it's like because that soundtrack was crazy good and it flowed so well with how the aesthetics were, and it again added to the experience. And the irony is a lot of those songs I wouldn't even listen to probably in my car, but playing the game, it's like I want to hear those songs. As weird as that sounds. it makes I
Yeah.
don't know if that makes sense or not, but
Yeah,
it's yeah.
they're married. They're
Yeah.
married together in like
Yeah.
in your memory. Like
It's
I'm the
crazy.
same way.
Yeah. Um and then retention 10. Now this was again I rated this cuz I was like when I was a kid, cuz when I was a kid, I legit like I lived and breathed Tony Hawk Pro Skater as a kid. Like I was all in on, like I couldn't stop. I played it and it was like, what the hell is this? It was just like,
Yeah.
and it also helped because when that came out, I just started skateboarding, so it was like that just added to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so freshness, I gave it an 8.5 because technically it's the same thing, just a different environment. But I did like um, how the levels were layered, so that it did help with keeping it fresh. Even though I knew it's like, in a sense, like the game itself, it's yes, you're doing tricks and you're either doing air stuff or you're doing grinds. Like I get it, but they did do a good job with that. And then challenge meter, I gave it a 7.6 because um it pushed my skills, but not to that like next level. It was like I would say above average. It was kind of like how like when you're talking about fighting games, like how it's like
Mhm.
like when you're taking those skills to the next level, and you're really gonna start really honing in on those fighting game skills on how to parry and block whatever, and then hitting those combos right on time the way you should. That's like what Tony Hawk Pro Skater did to me. And I remember, now again, this is the early days of the internet, but I had nothing to compare to other than the kids that I knew. And they were like blown away at the scores I was getting. They're like, how the hell are you getting these scores? And I'm like, I don't know. I just figured out the different routes to go. Cause I didn't get on the internet. I just figured it out on my own. I'm like, oh, if I hit this, then this will be my run. And then once you start integrating certain skaters specials in there, then, doing certain things like that. But that's like what it was for me. So I'll say it pushed me up like to that slightly above average. So 7.5, I'd say like that's like you're really like above average range. So I'd say it pushed me a slight hair above that. Um, and by the way, got Josh in the chat. Welcome, welcome. But for control complexity, I don't. I just gave it a 6.8 because again, the controls in of themselves are not very difficult. It's when you're really, really trying to do some crazy ass line and you have to time everything perfect. Especially because in the original Tony Hawk, you didn't have manuals and reverts and all that stuff. It was just you literally had to, if you were going to do a big old grind line, you had to make sure that you were ollieing out of them perfect at the right angle to hit your next one on whatever ledge or rail that you were trying to hit. And yeah, so that's why I gave it what I did for the control complexity and for how well it aged. I gave it an 8.8, even though like I have zero desire to really play a Tony Hawk game anymore. It like you say, like it's aged so well. Like that's why they did the remakes and stuff because people they still love it. So I mean, there's no denying it. And it is a great game. It's just sadly for myself, I drove it into the ground, and now it's just, I'm
Yeah.
good. I've put so much time into it. That's what it is. It's not like I didn't enjoy it. It's just I put so much time into it that I just don't want to put any more into it. But I gave that an 8.8. So let's see here. Average. Let's see where it lies. That'd be at 8.75. So I know some people are gonna be like, "What? That's not top tier." I mean, according to my own personal metrics, no. But does that mean it's a bad game? No. But mind you, this
Still
is Tony
legendary.
Hawk's Pro Skater 1. Now,
Yeah.
it'll probably be a different story when I talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, whatever day that'll be, because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was legit just, it added
Yeah.
so much, and it was crazy, crazy good.
I think that's fair because one laid the groundwork,
Yeah,
two built the foundation.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's solid. That's solid.
So going back to the chat, Koi Fish said Tony Hawk was full of secrets to do tricks off of. You had to find them. Right. Um, and then Red Show says always played with Bob. Talking about Bob Burnquist. Then Koi says Cuphead did that to me. Thousands of hours pushing the limits. I can't even play it anymore. Yeah, like that's what it is, man. It's not that you don't think it's a good game. It's like you just feel like you've done so much with it that you're like, I can't do anymore. Like I'm good.
Kind of hit burnout.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, and that's possible. That the closest game that I'm kind of close to burnout right now is Ravens Watch. Only because my friends like playing it so much. I love it, dude. It's an amazing game. But okay, all right, that's enough.
So I'll do one more and then I'm gonna switch off to I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat what do you want me to fire up video game wise?
Well, I might need to hop off a little bit sooner. I got a
Oh, you're good, man.
call.
You're good. I'll do this one solo. Because this one will be a
All
boring
right.
well, I'll say it'll be a boring game maybe to some people. But we're gonna talk about Oddworld Abe's Exodus because the reason why that's a childhood game of mine, so that is why I wanted to talk about it. So
Okay. Is that the same Odd World that had a? Did they make one for the Xbox when it came out? Munch's Odyssey, I
yeah,
think.
Munch's Odyssey, yep.
Okay, all right. Because I never played like that. That game was the one I had. I guess any understanding what the Odd World series was.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there was one on the PS1.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was Abe's Odyssey was number 1 and then Abe's Exodus was number 2.
Oh, so Munch's Odyssey is like the third game.
Yes, Munch's Odyssey I believe is the third one, yeah.
Oh, curious. I might get into that because back then as a kid, I was like I didn't understand what it was. I was too busy being enamored by Panzer Dragoon
Oh yeah, it's
and Soul
definitely
Calibur.
we'll call it a platform puzzle game. But it was well put
Hmm.
together though.
Oh, okay. I'll check those out.
Oh yeah.
Get into the Odd World series. It's cool.
So I'm gonna give
Yeah.
it for gameplay. I'm gonna give it that's for like I said, that's just the whole vibes I got from the game, start to finish, the core playthrough. I'm gonna give that an 8.5 because I really did enjoy that one, and it was very satisfying to get through as well because it was tough, especially as a kid. Because again, I didn't have a walkthrough or anything like that. I had to figure out all this crap on my own, and it was so
Hmm.
satisfying when I finally got through the whole game. Like it was just like this weight was lifted off my shoulders because it was a tough one to traverse through. As a how old was I at the time? 11. I think I was 11 or 12 when I played that.
Yeah. Man, they put a lot on us as kids. Like you,
Oh yeah.
because some of these games, we made it work. We earned those scars.
Oh yeah. Damn right. It made us the men we are today.
And never forget where you came from.
That's right. So for music, art style, and graphics, I gotta, man, I'm gonna give it a 9 flat, and that's because if anything, it's just the music is gonna bring it down because there really wasn't a whole lot of music with it. There was more like ambient noise. Like you'll know if like you play it, you know what I'm talking about. But I did love the art style, and the graphics I felt were really well put together for a PS1 game. I thought it was really good. So I'll give that a 9. And then retention, I will say when I first played it as a kid, it didn't it was that similar one, like it didn't grip me right away, but because again, being from that era of you either played what you had or you played nothing, that's kind of what it was. It was like, well, this is what I got. Even though it's not like giving me that dopamine hit, like I got to keep playing this game. I'm just gonna play because I'm gonna figure it out. But then again, once I got to around like the 25% to 1/3 of the way through the game, that's when it clicked, and it was like I got to keep going. Now I'm figuring it out, and now I really want to see what's next in the storyline for Abe and what's going to go on here.
Yeah.
So I'll just give that a 5 because that was my initial. It was just kind of like, I like it, but I'm not like Jones in to come back to it. And
Yeah.
freshness,
It's like a slow burn.
yeah. Um, I'll say I could give that. I'll just give that a solid 8. I think they did a good job, even though you had basically repetitious enemies and stuff. But I thought the way the levels were developed, it kept it fresh in the visuals and stuff. So I'll give that a solid 8. I think that's fair. So then challenge meter, that one, yeah, it was challenging. Um, but I would say I'd give that a 7 because it was tough. It was tough for me. And control complexity. I'll do the same thing. I'll just give that just a straight 7. It wasn't very hard. It was just some of the clunkiness that came along with, again, PS1, just certain clunky stuff. Um,
Yeah.
that's all it was. The buttoned commands weren't too hard to memorize. It took a little bit because you have to talk to some of the Mudokons and stuff to get them to do what you want them to do outside of some of the other actions, but it wasn't anything too terrible or anything like that.
Unique, I think would be the
Yeah,
good way to describe it.
yeah,
If we could afford to do that a lot back in the day.
yeah. So how well would I
Everything's
think it
streamlined.
aged? Now they did do remakes. They did do the remakes, which I do have on the Nintendo Switch. Which again goes to show how much it how well it has aged because there's clearly an audience for it. Before I get into that, I don't want to get too far. I know that there's been some stuff in the chat here. So Mario said that was me after finishing Halo 2, legendary by myself somehow. Yeah, it's like when you get to that point on certain games, you're just like, okay, I'm good, enough. Um, so when is Part Dukes of tier rating with Immortal? Bring him back. Well, that'll be we'll be in for conversation. I'll try to like I said, I'm going to try to get things more. I'm not doing them on the fly for the next one like I'm doing right now. So that way we can kind of flow a bit better. Um,
Yeah.
but um, unless I'm not going to say this is going to happen every month, like for this month, because I made my calendar out, I only had the podcast for just today. So it would probably be next month unless some popped up in the schedule where I'm like, you know what, I'll have free time, and then like if he happens to have free time and we can link up, then that might happen.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I'll be all
Um,
for it.
oh yeah. So Um, and Koifish said, "I am an actual Battletoad." He is, because like this dude speed runs Battletoads, man. I'm like, I can't. I haven't even beat the game without save states yet, and he speed runs it.
He's about that life.
Yeah, yeah,
Actual battle.
right. So how well it aged? Um, I'll at least give it. I'll give it a 7. I think it's. I think that's fair for me. So the average
Yeah.
for that. Let's see. So that gives it a 7.35. So that would put it right on here. So
Too shabby.
that's a good spread for today. We actually, it ended up being better than what I thought. I was expecting to be more, some stuff being more in the same tier. So stuff was kind of more spread out. So you got Einhander in the top tier, Medieval and THPS in the second tier, Oddworld, Abe's Exodus in the third one, then Tekken 3 at the fourth tier. I'll be honest. I mean, maybe when I get down the rabbit hole, the longer this goes on, talking about certain PlayStation games, maybe I'll get something that's in the lower. But it's hard for me to say that I could actually rate certain video games like as a 30 or below, like all the way down just being trash. Like it's got to be a pretty shitty game.
Yeah, I feel like you have to actually find one.
Yeah,
Games back then,
yeah,
I don't think there were too many bad games as they were maybe just kind of boring or underwhelming, but I wouldn't call it, oh man, this game sucks. And I remember how much it sucked. And like, yeah,
yeah,
I don't have too many bad memories. So
yeah.
I don't know. But I think it's about time for me to take my leave. I appreciate you
Oh
having
yeah,
me on.
absolutely, brother. You already know how it is, man. You're welcome here anytime.
Oh yeah, like my next few weeks should be clear for the most part.
Okay.
So and also I'll give if you're not too busy tomorrow, I want to ask you how to you want to send you those
Oh,
video
for
files.
the okay. Yeah, we can do I think I can give you you can you know how just do a you can do a OneDrive or what the hell's it
Okay.
called? Not OneDrive, Dropbox, sorry. You can make a dummy Dropbox account and then just shoot me a link so that way I can download it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Well, if you're not too busy tomorrow, I'll get with you and set that up and
Hell yeah.
send that off to you. And like I said, apologize for kind of being off the radar for the past
Oh,
two
dude,
weeks because
no, you're good, man. No, I get it.
yeah,
Life happens,
yeah,
man.
but I do want to get that on and popping. That sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think
I'm
that's gonna
hoping
be
so. I think it is too.
yeah. Yeah, but everybody, thank you for having me. Koi Fish Gaming, Frank G, 5392, Mario Heat. Thank you. But oh yeah, and I guess you want to check out my channel. You can
That's
find
right.
me at Immortal Afro
Yep.
Gaming, where do a little bit of streaming here and there, hot takes and all that good stuff. So I wouldn't mind seeing you drop by. But
That's
until then,
right.
next time, your Immortal Afro, Geeks of Rage, Roy. Thank you for having me,
Absolutely.
and I'll see you on the next collaboration.
Absolutely. All right. Take it easy, brother.
All right, you too, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So that'll do it for that segment. Now, the question is, what game do you guys want me to fire up? Or do you guys even want me to fire up a game? You guys tell me. So I'll leave it up to you. If you guys want me to wrap this baby up for the night, I can. But if I also have the option to be an adult and actually stay up past my bedtime because I don't have work tomorrow. I mean, I got a little man I'm going to be waking up with, but that's okay. Zelda 2. Oh, man. Zelda 2. Good old Link. You know, that's one. That is one that let me get this. Let me get this out of here. Where are you? Where is my drive at? There we go. Oh, and achievements exactly. I do got to get achievements. All right. There it is in all of its glory. All right. Zelda 2. Look at that. I remember when I played this for the first time, I had the same feeling that I'm sure a lot of people did. Was like, this isn't Zelda because they had the 2D. Like the 2D, it wasn't that over the head look. Let me add this. Yoink. There we go. There. Yeah, I was working on it. Patience. Patience, you people. All right, there we go. So. And go. But no. There we go. We can be patient and wait an hour before we told you. Alright, man. Like I said, I haven't played this one in so long. Alright. Oh, okay. I can vaguely remember that. Because, like, isn't it like if you touch the enemies, then it goes to a 2D thing and, like, you gotta fight them? Isn't that how that works? Can I not go in the door? Hey, you. How about you talk to me? Nothing? Nothing from you either? And yes, okay, cool. If all else fails, use fire. Well, isn't that just useful information? Return the crystal to the palace in Parapa. Shut your mouth. Hey. Please let me help you. Come inside. Well, isn't that a little forward? Well, don't mind if we do. I can restore your life. I bet you can. Hello there. Hello there. Hey, you. What do you got to say? Only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. Yeah, she's got some major skills. Well, you, what do you got to say? Anything? Talk with my father. Alright, so. Alright, where's your father? Where is he? Just came in for no reason. Oh yeah, I got an achievement for doing nothing. Yes. I now have one of 44 actually read show. Yes. Oh yes. Yeah, the house is size of a fire station. All right. If I can talk right. Can't even talk right. Do 2% complete. What are you gonna do? Get Candle in Parappa Palace. Go west. All right. Yeah. Welcome to Raru. Damn it. Oh, freaking hell. Run. No. No. How dare you? All right, you. Yes. Damn it. All right, you. Yeah. Come on. Oh, you get. Yeah, there we go. Try to turn the volume up a little bit here. There you go. Oh, no. Yes. Come on, you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, that was not nice. Oh, that dude just came in hot. Well, freaking hell, man. No. Ugh. Oh. Trying to figure out how to pick that up. Oh, crap. No. How do I pick this damn thing up? Oh, well, use that. No? Oh, gosh dang it. Did I level up or something? Is that what it was? And I just like canceled on it because I'm an idiot? What an idiot. Ah. Ganon game over screen incoming with punch out laughter. Oh, God. Oh, wait, I gotta go back to that chick because she said she can heal me with her special powers. No. Alright, come heal me with your special powers. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, and we're back. Now we go this way. Yeah. Run away. Shut your mouth, guy. There we go. I was just gonna say, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what, I bet you there's probably stuff that, like, I need something to light this cave up, because I'm just, like, running in blind. Damn it. Alright, go back to Rub and Tug Station. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Hey, are you that chick's dad? Come here, you. Hey. No, of course you are, so that was a waste of time. Ugh. No, run away. You know what was a solid game? Was Willow. Oh, God. I don't think that game gets enough credit. I thought it was a pretty good game. I remember I never beat it, but I remember it being it was a fun game. Yes. The candle was in that cave, by the way. Oh, God. Alright, well, back to the cave we go. That's one way to get out of that. Yeah, down you go. There we go. Try to get this. What the hell did that do? I'm assuming something good. Oh, what the hell? Run. Fireball mania, get me out of here. No. Ah, they're coming back. Oh, man. Why won't you pick it up? What do I have to hit to pick this thing up? Damn it, that's not... No. Why? Okay. So I used magic for no reason. I don't know what it did. Yeah. Yes. So I got a key. But I don't need a key. I need a candle. So I figured that out. So now I figured out how to pick up the items. You have to smack it with your sword. Shocker. Yeah. Die, you little doggy guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm showing you guys how it's done. Come on, thing. Does it not die? Why'd I just jump right into it like an idiot? Alright. There you go. Stab him in the ankles. Yeah. Now we're back in business. Run away. Yeah. I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah. Come on, you. What? Do whatever it is you do. Ugh. That is the fun of it, not knowing what you're doing. Yes. Alright, well clearly she doesn't want to help me. We're gonna go down because it seems like dungeon, dark, down, up doesn't seem like that's the right answer. Hey. What the freaking crap, man? Ah. No. He laughed in my face. Dare you? He laughed in my face. She's dead. We must run. Oops. Run. Try this again. Yeah, you ain't coming for me, thing. Yeah. Somehow made it without incident. gonna try to see how far I can get. So I'm only gonna be on till 11 because I really am getting tired though. I thought I was gonna be able to tough it out, but I'm like, man, I've been up since 4 in the morning. I'm like crashing out. Crashing out. Yeah. Ain't getting me, skeleton boy. Oh, I guess I don't need that. I thought it was gonna make me have to go back and get it again. Don't ask me why. I did though. But while I got you guys, thanks for hanging in. Not even, no, up until this point, just in general, just coming in, hanging with me, and I hope you guys liked our little podcasting. And I'm hoping that you guys think the format is more fair towards ranking the games versus us just saying we want to see a game at a certain tier. Oh yeah, dude, I am. It hit hard like about 10 minutes ago. I felt like I was like, yeah, I could stay up till I don't know, I might live on the edge here and I could actually stay up till midnight. No. That's not happening at all. Oh, what the? That thing just came in hot. Run. Ah, get out of here. Ah. Come on, ooze. Yeah. Ah, what are you doing? Yeah, you die. I need my magic to go up. Magic. Damn it. Ugh. I was streaming for 4 hours too, and that basically finished off. Yeah, I can imagine. Like I said, I'm like, I just hit the wall. I'm like, This dude, the way he's shanking me, man. I think I figured him out. Yes. Too bad I'm about to die again. No. And then Ganon's gonna laugh in my face and go, "Nyah, nyah, 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 nyah." I'll appreciate that. Come on, ooze. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Oh, man. Can't die by the ooze. Yeah, get over there. No! It baited me. It knew what it was doing. Son of a bitch. The stupid ooze. I thought I had it all figured out. Yeah. That was skills right there. A little late to get me that hit and run achievement. But I'm glad that that was an achievement, because that was like you had to do that in a perfectly timed fashion. Run. Ah, damn it. Run. Go. Oh, come on. It's just following me up. It is crazy how hard this is compared to the first one. Oh, dude, no. It is. I remembered that before I even fired it up. I was like, man, I think this one's like really hard. But it's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind a grinder. Yeah, help me out. Give me some health or something, you stupid idiot. What's your problem? Whatever. All right, we're gonna try going up this time. We'll see what's up. What is up? What is up is down. Yes. Oh, that was close. I almost got hit by that guy. Suck it. Give me experience points. Oh, no, not you again. Damn it. Because you're going to kill me. Damn it, I mistimed that jump. Yeah. We got the key, though. Here's the question, Koi. Am I doing better than what you anticipated for me pretty much going in blind, because I have not played this game? Like, I haven't even fired up in God knows how long. I'll be honest, I don't think I've played, like, even tried playing this since, man, I can't, I had to have been in grade school. Like, to actually sit down and actually try to play it. You again. Oh, wait. Wasn't that the key was over this way, right? And down. Even though I'm gonna get killed by these things. No. Oh, he barks at me. How dare you bark at me? Yeah. All right. Here we go. Get it together, Roy. Let's go. We got it. Oh, yeah. I forgot about you. Got ahead of myself. It's alright. There we go. I gotta get a new computer chair. I don't know what I was thinking. Trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna get one of these super sweet chairs. It's so uncomfortable. This thing sucks, asshole. Yeah. Experience. I think I'm getting the hang of it, though. Slowly yet surely. No. Alright, let's go. Oh, damn it. Ah. Run. No. Damn it. Run. Yeah. Ah, so I can make the jump. No, get out of there. No, not you again. Damn it. All right. There we go. Ah. Oh, not you. Ah. They try stabbing you in the nuts and stuff, man. Yes. Yeah. Showed that guy what's up. Yeah. Thought you were better than me. I outsmarted you, Mr. Man. Yes. Dear God, we got the frickin' candle. Let there be light. Yes. We can do this. Yeah, down you go, Sparky. Oh, you freaker, you. You baited me. Ah. Run. Oh. Damn it. What is that one doing? Is there anything else I'm supposed to do in this one? Damn it. Damn it all to hell. Damn it. There we go. Yeah. Yes. Oh man, another one of these guys. Where the hell's the other? Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, man, I swear, I don't think I. Yes. Victory. Oh, not another one of you. Yes. All right. Come on. Now what do I got? What do I gotta do? Horseman? Oh no. Oh no. No! Not you. Alright. All right. I think that's we'll end it. We'll end it for the evening. I know I'm starting to gas out pretty hard here. Ugh. But I do appreciate all you guys that came out tonight to hang out for a bit, whether it was for the podcast or for me playing this for a bit, or a little bit of both. I will not be on tomorrow. Depending on what happens Sunday, I might do an impromptu morning or afternoon stream. We'll see what happens. But if not anything else, I'm going to try to be back Wednesday evening. Try. Might not. We'll see. But I'm off Thursday, so the plan of action, because I haven't posted up, I keep forgetting to post up the calendar in the community tab. I'm going to shoot for Wednesday evening, and then Thursday would be in the afternoon, and then I'm just trying to think. And then, if not Friday evening, it would be like Saturday morning. But either way, next week, I'll be on quite a bit, so you guys will see me more. But until then, have a great rest of your, well, can't say rest of your day. I mean, day's almost done, right? But if I don't see you the rest of the weekend, have a great rest of your weekend. And I will talk to you guys